special meeting. This is an art review, but also our 60th anniversary. And I want to give a big shout out to Sylvia Coleman and Sue Davis. Sue is not here right now.
Way to go. Plan a party and leave.
She's on an errand. But if she comes through the door, I'll point her out. Sylvia and Sue co-chaired to get this party up and going. They figured out the food, they figured out the logistics, many meetings, many texting, many emails. Thank you. Thank you for what you have done.
I what I was doing, so
yeah.
Good thing I got help.
I also wanted to say that you guys had a little bit of elves that helped with the details, the tablecloths, and just to mention a few: Carolyn Cunningham, Donna Nelson. Who am I missing?
Several elves helping set up when we walked into this room.
Yeah, it was busy. Okay, where's Leslie? Oh, okay, good.
Sue's back! Yay! Sue Davis in the room.
Oh, this is Sue.
Yay!
This is Sue Davis. Sue, we thanked you. We thanked you for all of the work you've done. I just want to do a couple of announcements briefly, because once we get going, I don't want to interrupt with any announcements. You will all see on your table, you've got 3 pages that are important pages. The first one is the nominations for the board. The board has nominated these members to be on the board, and I just need your okie dokies, you guys. I'm not going to go through the names because they're there, so I just am looking for your approval. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Those opposed? Well, okay. We've got ourselves a new board for 2026. Thank you. The other one is the help wanted, volunteers needed. Sue Wickersham, who has run the Lode Show. Sue, how long? I want to say 5 years. Is it more like 8?
Feels like 8 before.
Okay. We're looking for a new Lode Show chair. And Sue has so graciously stayed on another year to shadow the new person. So
well, actually, the other way around. The new person will shadow Sue for a year.
Oh, that's how that works.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Sue will chair 1 more year, and then we need to shadow
That's
who will
right.
replace in 2027.
That's right. Hey, and it's no big deal, right? Sue's got it running like a Swiss clock, a Swiss watch. It's good. But program chair, we're looking for a program chair as well as a webmaster for the
program chair is the person that schedules the presentations for this meeting, and our current program chair is going to stay on the board, but she cannot do the programs right now. So if any of you have a recommendation for someone to do a program, please contact me at this point in time. That's Linnell Phillips at AOL.com or Placerville Arts Association at gmail.com, and I'll be setting up the programs for next year.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that sounds great. This is in the newsletter?
It will be in the December newsletter, but right now we could use this person as soon as possible that would like to take this over. In the meantime, I'm busily working on the calendar for next year, and I hope to have it all set up by the first of the year.
Okay.
And then the third thing that she skipped over is we're looking for a webmaster for our PAA.gallery website. This organization runs 3 websites. We run PlacervilleArts.com. Sylvia Coleman is our current webmaster for that. She's taken over from Vesla Hooper, who needs to take at least a year off right now. Our second website is PAAStudioTour.com. Matt Harling is our webmaster for that, and he plans to continue on. Our third website is PAA.gallery, where we list any of our art shows where images are required to enter. So for instance, we do not enter our members show art because we do not require images of those before you come and bring your stuff to the government center. But when we have a show like the Switchboard Gallery show this year, or a show like the Lode Show, that goes on to our PAA gallery site. Our PAA gallery site, from the time we published after the awards for the Lode on Friday night, by Monday morning had 200 views on that gallery site in just 3 days. So it's a fun site to set up. So if anybody's interested in taking over a website, that would also be from me. So
Okay.
contact me about that.
Okay, thank you for those
Thank you.
details. And so the last one is the outreach recipient nomination form. I'm going to share that we've got $2,000 with our outreach fund right now that we're going to distribute in 2026. And we're looking for worthy recipients. If you know of any organization, nonprofit, an organization that is geared to the arts, that is a criteria. We want to keep it in the arts. Don't hesitate. Fill this out and you can give it to me at the end of this meeting if you'd like.
And it can also be an organization that has an art program, maybe not necessarily an art focus. Last year we gave a grant to Moore, who does work with disabled adults here in the county, and they have an extensive art program for those people that really brings out a lot of things for them, and it's a great program. We also gave a grant to Images of Hope, who provides art classes throughout the county for cancer, trauma survivors, and just people who feel like they want to go and do some artwork. We also are opening up the donations this year to individuals that might be a good recipient. For instance, I plan to nominate Candace Garlock for a grant, and Candace is the woman who is taking the Honeycomb program and traveling throughout the United States with that program. So these are just examples of the kind of individuals or organizations that you can make a nomination for. In the past, we've held that very closely and made those nominations only at the board level. We want to open those nominations out to the membership because we really feel that you people in the community know better than the rest of us who might benefit from these monies that we give out every year.
Okay, and the last announcement is we do have our holiday brunch coming up, December 12th, which is Friday, and it's at the Sportsman's Bar and Grill in Pollock or Camino. It's kind of like right on the border. Right now we've got 34 that have signed up, and you know we are kind of limited in space, maybe 40, 45. If you want to go and you haven't notified me yet, let me know today and I'll put you on the list. And Glo just raised her little hand back there. Okay, I'll add you, Glo. Let me know, okay? It is going to be fun this year because I got something really, really fun planned.
We're not doing the art exchange this year. We have something else fun planned.
Like she said, okay? Okay, with that, what I'd like to do, it gives me great honor, as well as some of you artists out there, to introduce to you Leslie McCarron. Leslie was our juror and our judge for the Lode Show. And just a brief background, Leslie hails from Carmichael. She paints still life and landscapes with bold, thick strokes. I love that. She had a career in sales, corporation sales, until she took an early retirement and went back to her first love, which apparently bit you when you were 8 years old. And she paints, and she sells. She's in galleries, she judges, she jurors, and she now does it full time. So let's welcome Leslie.
Thank you, Kathy. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay back there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. First I want to thank both Sue Wickersham and Carolyn Cunningham for asking me to be the judge for this year's National Mother Lode art exhibit. Quite an honor. I mean, it just, made me feel good inside when I was asked. And I love art. I love all kinds of art. So for an opportunity for me to be able to look at art in this kind of setting is, quite special. I also want to thank Cheryl Gleason, who was going to try to be here today, and she is the curator and director of the MAC down the hill, and for her beautifully curated job of this show. She did a brilliant, brilliant job. I'd also like to mention that I selected in total 110 pieces of art for the show out of nearly 600 submissions, which was quite a daunting task. And to be honest, I wish I could have selected many more, but we were limited on, on the size. But I also wanted to mention too that as an artist, you don't get in everything. But even I didn't get into this show when I have entered. But you have to keep trying, because every juror is different, and every juror is looking for something for their vision and how they're going to feel about a particular piece of art. And when I was first asked to juror this show, I knew that I wanted a very diverse show. Diverse in size and subject, in mediums, in colors, techniques. But the number one criteria for me was emotions, was a feeling. Because an artwork can be masterfully, great technique, put together beautifully, but if it doesn't speak to me on some level in some way, it's not my piece of art. It could speak to somebody else. So with that in mind, I'd like to go ahead and begin the show.
My bad, I didn't fix a slide. There's something cut off. She'll explain it.
Yes, okay. So here we have an honorable mention by Rhonda Eden, Shout It From the Mountaintop. And this to me is a very provocative and interesting painting with a very strong composition. I wonder, is it an abstract? Is it non-representational? But then you see the horse up in the left corner, and behind the horse I think there's a car. But in any event, it is a painting that every time I walked by, I was drawn to it. And every time I walked by, I would look at it more closely, and I would see something new. And my eye really did travel around this painting. The composition is what really got me. And it always kept centering on the yellow part of the painting and then drifting up to the horse. So
It almost seemed to me like a bird's beak, with then the whole horse and the truck sitting on that beak. And I'm like you, I had to circle back to this because I built the website, and this thing came in front of me on the website, and I'm like, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, it's a bird. And I'm like, no, but it's not a bird. And it's so I was like you, I was just intrigued by the piece because it just made me think so much about what is it doing and saying. And I liked it too.
Which to me, a good sign.
Yeah.
A sign of a good piece of work. Okay, another honorable mention went to David Ruderman for Along the Path and Sea Ranch. And number one, this is a photograph. And what really delighted me about this piece was how the artist captured the trees, in my opinion, dancing. Those trees are lively and dancing away, but they're not the star of the show. The trees very graciously allowed the greenery and the orange in front to really be the star. They were happy with being the supporting dancers in the background. And the dark colors on the far right really kind of anchored the painting for me, or the photograph for me, as well as what I really loved was the texture that he was able to capture in front with that gold dry grass. And I can hear it, I can feel it. So that was that honorable mention. Next, we have a very small, lovely, kind of quiet painting at first glance. This was another one that every time I walked by it, it kind of pulled me in a little bit more. Part of it are the colors. The colors. It has a bit of a complementary color scheme with the red rocks and the blue sky, but also the name is snowmelt, and I could almost feel the chilliness from that snowmelt, and I could hear the rushing water. So while it was simple, small, quiet, the more I looked, the more I saw. Now this is a third place, Placerville Arts third place winner, Bev Barnett, called Quiet Forest. Is she here today? Well, this one, from the first time I saw it on my computer in its little teeny thumbnail, I thought, what is that? There was something about it that just, I wanted to know more. And so when I saw it in a bigger format, I still wasn't 100% sure until I saw it in person, but I realized it's a row of trees. It's a row of trees that, there again, the complementary colors of the blue and the orange was a strong motivator for me. I mean, it shows the artist paying attention to what they're doing with their colors. But it has a kind of a rhythmic flow to it, almost melodic, and it's really just fabric and twine. So I was just really intrigued by this one.
If you have a chance to see this one in person, go and stand in front of it for a minute and soak it in, because when you start looking into those trees, you see so much more color than the image picks up, and it's really beautiful. It's right at the front of the gallery.
Yeah.
You walk into the MAC, it's right
Yeah.
there, easy to find, but go see this one in person. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth it.
It is. It really is. Okay, so second place for the Placerville Arts is Michael Fritchie, Morning Walk in Coloma, and I would call this a quintessential plein air painting. I'm assuming he painted it in plein air.
He's back there today.
He's here. It was actually, I was on a morning walk with my wife and my schnoodle, and I took a picture and I painted it later.
Okay, but you had been in plein air when you first were captured by this setting.
Yes.
Well, and what I really love about it is the contrast between the really bright hills in the background and then the trees somewhat center. It kind of anchor it down. And then how you've got the cool path and the fence posts that lead you back into the painting. The other thing that I found was fascinating too was I liked the pale sky. As a plein air painter, sometimes I have struggled with, well, what color really is that? Well, it's blue, but how come that doesn't work with my painting? Well, it's because I've learned for me sometimes that it competes with the rest of the painting. This way, with this lighter sky, I mean, you can see it's a sunny day. It doesn't take away from the actual scene of the painting. I also liked how it looks like there's an underpainting of red or orange, and that he lets that show through, and it kind of anchors the painting as well. So I found it to be a very successful, lot of depth, a lot of anchor, and a lot of color. So, okay, now the Placerville First Place Award went to Annie O'Connor, Heart of a Cabbage. And the beauty and the skill in this painting to me is breathtaking. And what I so love about this piece is that it is realistic, yet it cannot be mistaken for a painting. I mean, for a photo. You know it's a painting. The artist has carefully set up her subject and chosen colors that give this painting a life of its own. And the composition I find very interesting, how it keeps your eye continually moving around the piece. And then as you get into the center, you see the center, which, as Annie shared with me, she said it was a heart. So it does look like a heart, almost a beating heart. And that's where she chose the name. So also she, I think, was able to capture a feeling of 3D by her subtle but masterful use of lights and darks. Oh, okay.
I was supposed to introduce you, but I would have read this really long thing and Kathy did a much quicker job. But, I'm curious, sorry.
No.
How many of you knew Anita Wolf personally?
Oh, that's right.
1, 2, at least 5 or 6 or 7 of you in here. This was the Anita Wolf Award, and in case you don't know, you all can hear me, can't you? I don't need that.
Come over here on the camera, though.
Okay. I'm not going to read this whole thing. Anita was a nationally recognized American Impressionist painter whose oil and pastel portraits, landscapes, and still life paintings had a loose and expressive style using vibrant colors. She was around a long time. She's no longer around with us, but she taught seminars. She was contributed to books and magazines. She was very, very active in the area. And although she's no longer with us, she continues to be an inspiration to hundreds of students she mentored. This award is sponsored by Joyce Martin, who knew Anita very well, studied with her, spent time with her, and every year Joyce sponsors this award, the Anita Wolf Award, and they're looking for Joyce is always looking for a style and a medium that Anita would have worked in. So there you go.
Thank you, I forgot about
do
that.
one more.
I know you got, I will
It's gonna stay for the next one.
Okay, so, all right, Ruby. Now, this piece makes me smile every time I see it. And as I look out, I see a lot of smiles out here too. The artist really captured the sweet and intense gaze of Ruby. And I think also she was very good at capturing the size, the massive size of Ruby by her composition. She, Ruby is not, in the reality, I don't think Ruby is as centered as she, does she look centered to you out there?
Mm-mm.
No, okay. Because she's not. But what she was able to accomplish by making her size look so big is how she took her off the canvas there, and left this side, on the canvas. So you can tell it's an angle. You can tell that Ruby has to be large. She also was very good at showing in the back the blurring of the fur, where we come closer to Ruby's face, and it's got a very good detail. Overall, this is a make you smile, make you feel good piece. Thank you.
And I was a little disappointed in the reaction of the crowd here, because at the awards for the Lode Show, we put this slide up and we got a huge gasp of awe from the audience. So, congratulations to Gloria on getting that from a room full of artists. I know she is. Yes, ma'am.
Well, that maybe these people have seen it before, maybe.
Well, I don't know. They did see it at the member show.
Wasn't it in the member
It was
the
in the
last
it was
show?
in the member show.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
That's why you weren't.
Okay, we're giving you all a break. You're getting a pass on this.
All right, what are we doing? Matt Sugarman?
Oh, now we're up to
Yes.
Sugarman. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I am going to read this one. He's going to make me use this. Okay. The Matt Sugarman Memorial Award. As a young man, Matt spent his Sundays in the New York Metropolitan Art Museum, losing himself in the many forms of art found there. As superintendent of Marshall Gold Discovery State Historic Park, he gave others the opportunity to enjoy art as much as he did by establishing the annual Art in the Park event. As a state park ranger for many years, he was keenly aware of his role as steward of the natural, historic, and cultural resources of the Gold Country. He was particularly mindful that many people contributed to the riches of the area, not just those who came after 1849. Matt admired creativity in all media: fabric, metal, clay, stone, oil, wood, ink, watercolor. This award extends his thanks to those who create and preserve the heritage of the Gold Country. His wife Molly and his daughter Elizabeth are awarding art that reflects or incorporates the cultural, natural, and historic resources of the Gold Rush era, particularly around Coloma.
Okay, and this award was given to John McCarron. I think I forgot to mention Gloria in the last one. And it's called Under the Rainbow. And I chose this piece because for me, this piece shows both strength and softness. And it's a dreamlike architectural work that balances the bridge beautifully against the pinks and the blues. I also, anytime this happens to me, I'm intrigued. I find myself, my eyes, traveling up and down and around the bridge supports, and then wandering off into the patterns in the blue and the pink. So for me, it's just kind of a circular, never ending, and I find that the simplicity, the first glance simplicity of this piece becomes much more involved once I started doing that. And overall, I just feel it's a very strong composition and very pleasing to the eye. Okay, now we're getting into the awards of merit. And this artist, again, used the complementary colors, though it's difficult to see in this photograph. This is predominantly a blue, white, and copper colored piece of work. It's copper paper, so all of this has an orange tinge to it. So it's really strong orange and blue. I noticed a lot of orange and blue compositions in this show. So what I found so interesting is that for me, it took a second look to find Little Prince. I didn't at first realize there was another zebra there. So I really loved how the artist was able to almost mask that second one in there, the little one, and still have all these great patterns of the stripes and of the, what is this part called? The mane. Yes. And this was another one that every time I came by, I would smile and look a little closer. I also love the use of blue, the blue for the stripes. I think it's a very interesting, bold choice.
It seems like artists continue to push those bold choices more and more as time goes on. Even the short 15 or 20 years that I've been involved in things, when we put up the slideshow of the retrospective that you'll see during the break, you'll see a really well-crafted example of a similar scene done by Shirley Isola 10 or 15 years ago. And then you see this progression of the artist pushing the envelope into the coppers and blues with this representation. And it is a very well done piece. If you see it in the gallery, it's large, it's beautiful.
And it's a drawing, by the way.
Yes.
So,
And Shirley's is probably scratchboard, would be my guess, because that's what we mostly see her work in.
okay, another award of merit by Michelle Peltier. It's called Wires. And this one, it's almost like two paintings. It's got the very calm, serene bottom field with the stylized trees and the mountains off to the right, and then almost smack dab in the middle, which of course we're taught not to do as artists, right, is an oversized telephone pole or power pole. And coming off of that pole are all these wires. And none of that looks very realistic or even probable, but it pulled me in. So it pulled me in, and as I got in closer, I realized there is all kind of stuff going on in the top half of this painting. A lot of energy, a lot of chaos, a lot of almost crazy, but they work together well. And so the top is calmed by the bottom, and the bottom comes to life a bit more by the top. Okay, another award of merit, James Morrison, The Mighty Oak. And this is a photograph. And I love trees, all trees, particularly oak trees. And this piece immediately caught my eye when I discovered that it was a photograph. But it always, anytime I see a sprouting acorn, it reminds me of the power of that little acorn to be able to grow into the mighty oaks that we are so familiar with in our area. And this is a way to capture that moment with the roots reaching down in kind of a graceful way, and you can kind of imagine them just continuing to grow. And then the beautiful little multi-leafed beginning of an oak tree. And I think it's anytime a piece of artwork can create a story in the viewer's mind, I find it successful, because I don't think anybody can look at this without seeing a mighty oak.
And this is now part of my personal collection.
Okay, we're moving on to the awards of excellence. This is Guy Cohen, called A Guitar. And there's so few elements to this sculpture. But I loved how he was able to put it together, and to me, a way and into a form that creates tension and movement, but it's not moving, but it does light up. So the arm of the guitar does light. You can see the cord off to the side there. But I was fascinated that these geometric forms of lines, circle, rectangle, cylinder are all assembled in a way to create this very interesting piece.
And what you don't realize about it is the size. It looks tiny for here.
It's about this big.
It's a substantial piece of sculpture.
Yeah. And then he's also managed to give the standard light and dark. I mean, you've got your darks in there, you've got your lights, you've got your mid values. So he was able to accomplish all of that. And then the more time I spent with this piece, the more I began to see it as an actual musical instrument. Okay.
Pause.
So this
I'm
is a little
pausing.
pause. Before I continue to the final three winners, I want to just tell you a little bit about them and that they share a similar quality. All three of these are about emotion. And you will see when we get there what I'm talking about. But they reflect human emotion, one drastically different than the other two. And then the other two have their own venues, if you will. But it's something there's two that show joy and happiness. And I think that that's something that we'd all like to see more of right now in our world. And they also are they show a high degree of skill. They're also portraits and figures. So let's go on to the Award of Excellence. This is by Zoe DiNardo, and it's called Self-Destruction. Now, and this is a good-sized piece. It's about this big. I kind of was repelled by it at first because it's so strong. But I kept going back, and I kept looking deeper, and I'm really glad I did. One of the things that struck me was how this painting was achieved using, for the most part, a monochromatic color scheme. There's really just one color with white and maybe some black. And there's really no pretty colors here, which I think goes with the subject here. The skillful rendering of the figure and her facial features impart a tense, I dare you to look away quality. It is then, to me, that the stories started forming in my mind of what would cause this kind of self-destruction. And they're not very happy, pleasant stories, but it's a very powerful piece.
So this was not one of the happy pieces.
No.
Okay.
Okay. This Award of Excellence, awarded to Jan Welda, is called Alexander. I understand that's her son. And to me, this is the peacemaker of the show. This is the painting that restores your belief in the magic and peace of a quiet moment on a moonlit night, and how the gentle gaze of a sincere young man can make you feel like everything is going to be all right. And this painting tells countless stories, all of them with happy endings. And the composition is reassuring and masterful, with Alexander off to the side, and then the curve of the window brings us back around. It's also another one of those subdued color schemes, and it just causes my heart to feel peaceful when I look at this. So that was my second award of.
I had a friend that came to the show on opening day and was walking around the gallery while I was working my shift. And she came to me and she said, "That painting in there, Alexander, I can't look away. It is so compelling." So this is another one on the main floor of the gallery. Stop and take a look at it if you go in and see the show.
Yeah, it's exactly how I felt. Okay, and this is the best of show. Beth Failer, Let's Pretend. And pretending is a good thing, right? And this painting to me is the distributor of happiness and joy and innocence. This painting has stories of laughter and silliness, and it wraps the viewer up in possibilities of the good in life. The artist shows us her artistic skill not only in the rendering of the four children, but also in her treatment of the whole painting. The top background has the feel of colored confetti thrown into the air. The girls' clothes and wraps let us celebrate the love of bright colors, textures, and patterns. And while some are more defined, others she has chosen to kind of cloak with a little cover of paint. The scene has the feeling of a brief moment of posing for a photo after an interrupted moment of wild activity. This painting is a true delight to stand in front of and let it take us on a carefree journey of fun and smiles. Does anybody have any questions? Well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Thank you, Leslie. It was an honor to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, you know, we're celebrating 60 years today. You know, a few of us are over 60, right? But when you think about what can happen in 60 years, the history, especially in an organization such as Placerville Arts Association, which is the oldest nonprofit organization in El Dorado County. To be alive and growing at 60 years. We do have 7.
Art group organization. There are other nonprofits older than 60 years in El Dorado County.
Oh, in arts. Okay.
Art.
Okay. Yeah, like the Placerville Hardware Store.
Or the
Woo,
Shakespeare
woo.
Club, for instance.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Good job there, Linnell.
The Placerville Hardware does hope to make a profit.
But we do have 7.
Oh, look, there's Anita Wolf, for those of you who never got to see her in real life. Oh, there's Kathy, Kyle, and Lucia.
We do have 7, dare I say, oldies but goodies with us, who I'll be introducing a little bit later. But some of them would like to share some memories. So we're gonna kind of go down that trip. But first of all, I would like to, with a show of hands, just to see the longevity of the members here. Who has been a member of PAA for a year or less? Okay, we got 2. Okay, we got 3. 5 years or less. Okay, we're growing up there. How about 10 years? Okay. 15?
Woohoo.
20?
It's 20 or 25.
20 years?
20 or 25.
25? Glow. When did you become? Yes, Glow.
I think 2003,
Wow.
like that, 2002.
Okay. All right. Anybody over 25 years? Valerie.
Look at Marilyn, barely can get her hand up.
Marilyn took some time off. She isn't sure how long it's been.
Well, give me just a few minutes, and what I'd like to do is, Valerie prepared a statement, not a statement, but a memory, and she asked if I would read it, okay? Take her off the hook, right? Valerie was very involved in the Lode Show, so you might be interested in this.
I'm going to pop
And-
Valerie's slideshow on right now, too.
Oh, okay. And Valerie, you joined in 1978? Okay, okay. Think back to 1978. My gosh, I was a young person then. So this is Valerie's memory. There was a committee that selected the judges, and this is all about Lode Show back in '78. There was a committee that selected the judges a few weeks before Judging Day. We tried to find judges who were not local. We used to pay the judges plus mileage. Some of them included such fairly well-known artists such as Dale Lantenon, Gregory Kondos, Jan Muskelin, and Jane Hofstetter, just to name a few. Everything was hand-delivered on entry day. Valerie, where? Was that the Shakespeare Club?
It was at the town hall.
The town hall, okay. We numbered and placed the number over the signature, listed the category, etc., similar to the membership shows entries. On Judging Day, we had about 22 volunteers to work. There were 2 long tables placed about 12 feet apart with a card table next to each one. On that end of the table was a scorecard holder with 3 sections: creativity, composition, and technique, and the numbers 1 to 4 under each section, 1 being the lowest. A carrier would bring a painting to the far edge of the table and hold it for the judge to study and score it. The person at the card table next to the judge would record the score. Then the carrier would take it to the other judge for their scoring. Each category was judged. Then it was taken to another table where the score was tallied, recorded, marked, and then stored according to the score and the category. Whew. Wow. After each category was done, the judges reviewed the top scores, conferred, then selected first, second, and so on. After all the categories were finished, the judges would select best of show from all the first places. The second place that was in the category then became first, third, and became second and third from one of the honorable mentions. We know about that at the county fair judging. The accepted works came from the highest scores until we had about 150 pieces, including sculpture. That was all we had room for. It was quite a lot of work from entry day to setup and takedown. We had built a lot of panels from PVC and pegboard, and they had to be brought from Shirley Gianelli's garage to the town hall, carried upstairs and assembled. we were all a lot younger, and some of us had husbands who also volunteered to help. I think we have come a long way from those days, right, Sue?
Yeah, it's amazing.
But they were fun times and well worth the effort. Good memory. And Ada Crosby was not able to be with us today. And she sent a little blurb in to Sylvia and about a memory of hers. So this is from Ada Crosby, member of PAA. You guys sitting down? 1970 to 2025. She is a lifetime member. How many years total? 55 and still active. The office held, or the committee she worked on, she was program manager, I think is what they called it back then. Maybe, Valerie, is that? It might be, we call it a program chair. Program historian, and she took pictures of the demonstrators. Woohoo! How fun was that? Okay. Her art media is watercolor, pottery, oils. She also did a stained glass demo. Question, how far back can you remember a particular event that PAA was doing? Like early studio tours or National Mother Lode Show? Was there anything very different about those events compared to the present? She wrote, walking all entered paintings across the room for the Mother Lode Show judge. Just what I described. To view and rate hundreds of paintings. Briefly, what is one of your favorite cherished memories? The great folks I met there, all talented and friendly. I'm so sorry I cannot make the trip at this time. Hope you all have a wonderful day. And that's from Ada. And with that, I'd like to bring Sue up here. Okay, Sue's walking. She's walking from, she was in the back room, so now she's walking up to the front room. Okay, all right. And this is Sue Davis. And as you recall, Sue Davis, Sylvia Coleman are the two guys that put this whole program together today. Okay, take it away, Sue.
Oh, okay. I'd just like to invite all of you to take some refreshments in the next room. Start where the plates and the silverware is. You can get on both sides of the table and come on up and get whatever you'd like. There's refreshments on another table, water, tea, and punch, and then we will have our cake after that. So have a good time and enjoy yourselves.
Thank you, Sue.
She's also on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I looked her up this morning just to make sure. And if you have a chance to see, she has a unique way of painting. She loves animals and has perfected developing characters that are squirrels and all kinds of
Rodents.
deers and rodents. And she has written several books. She's also written how-to books that are for sale on Amazon as well as her own site. So someone who has paid their time with Placerville Arts is someone I would recommend that you support. If nothing else, go on the put follower for her and give her that kind of boost. And that's a big thing. Does anyone have any questions or anything? Thank you very much.
You make us laugh, Lucia. You know, Lucia was president for, how long?
How many years?
4 or 5 or 6
Or 7, maybe 8. Lucia was president when I joined, and I was my first meeting. I looked up at her and I was in awe. Oh my gosh, she is president of the artists in this room. Oh, I was just could hardly breathe. He took my breath away, Lucia. I'd like to bring up Lucy Capel. And she can regale us with some memories. Okay, let's see if that's good with you. Is that good?
I'm so happy to see some faces I haven't seen in many years. And I loved Lucia's story about how she became president, because I chose to be the vice president. I said, oh, I don't want to have to do any work.
There's no word.
Oh my. Well, I became a floater, and I think one of the first jobs was the equipment was in a shed, and along with, it was never just it was several of us. We took it out of the shed, it was covered with dirt, and we moved it into someone's garage. Well, the husband didn't want it, so we had to do something, and I thought about it, I thought maybe we could do a trailer, and the board approved it. So Allison and I went shopping. And so that's where the trailer came from. And then, let's see, art tour. Was having the art tour at my house, and this couple came. They said, we'd like to have you in our gallery. We're going to be opening one in El Dorado Hills. And that was our House Defines Art, and that is where we put the Mother Lode the one year. So it all ties together with what she was saying. So then, let's see, there were the shows. I got lucky, I got to do the shows. I was so happy. And then there was we would use the front vestibule at the Home and Garden show and sell art on a percentage. And that helped our treasury, which was, pretty small. And then we talk about, I'm so amazed with the equipment here. Several of the men were involved in having to put up the mirror that we thought was a great innovation so that we could see the demonstrators. And our sound equipment. Look at Bruce laugh. He tried to maintain it. But I am so impressed with the equipment that you have here today to work with.
Well, we appreciate the grant that the Latrobe Fund gave to us, which gave us $5,000 to buy this equipment. And Bruce went with me to the microphone and speaker store to help pick all this out.
Yeah, well, it is a wonderful thing. And then there was the Mother Lode. Lucia talked about all of the things for setting it up. And I did love having it at the Shakespeare Club. My job wasn't to set things up. I did the brochures. And they're available for you guys to have. They do have the winners from the old time Mother Lode Show in them. So, and there's several years, so if you'd like to have them, you may. So that was what I did. And it was quite a hassle because we had to have them out for people to pick them up when they came to the show. And the judge didn't always finish that promptly and get the pictures so that they could be put into the brochure. So that was a bit of a challenge. What else was there? What else did we do? We just did so many things, and we had such a beautiful functional board. All of us worked together. We all had different ideas, but we always shared. And I just see so many here. There's Valerie, and I see so many faces that work so hard. I was vice president for 7 years, and it was a treasure. It was a treasure working with Lucia. It was a treasure working with Marilyn and Valerie and all the rest of the board. So that's really what I have to say is I come from the old time when our website was doo-doo. We didn't have all of the wonderful technical innovations that you guys have, and you're doing a great job. I can't say too much about what I see.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
And then I'd like to bring up Marilyn. Okay? You want me to help?
No, I'm gonna hold on to this.
Oh, okay.
Because talk about memories.
That's a good.
Talk about memories. They're all in here, so I hope that all of you will take a few minutes just to go through some of the wonderful pictures. Goes back to, I think, 2006 and 7, and this is a historian's book. I bring it every meeting, and it's usually here to go through if you'd like to. And our publicity chairman, Sylvia Coleman, has written so many wonderful articles. She has a way with words, which I don't. And so a lot of this is written by Sylvia. And if she doesn't slow down, I'm going to have to get another book.
I've got another one here.
Yeah. So anyway, I go back to, we moved here from Fair Oaks in 1975. And
Marilyn, you get a little closer to the microphone, see? I have a hard time hearing you.
okay,
That's
this is better. We moved from Fair Oaks in 1975. I came up here and I was so used to the night courses down in San Juan School District. I came up looking for some art instruction and I found Ada Crosby. So I started studying with her, and then I started looking for an organization of art-minded friends, and I found PAA. And so I think I joined in 1976.
Wow.
But I haven't been there all this time because I did take a hiatus while we switched from, okay, my memory is a little fuzzy. And I have memories, Valerie, you can tell me, did we meet at the library in the evenings on Tuesdays? Anyway.
I remember the Scout Hall. I don't remember the library.
It could have been the Scout Hall then. And the Tuesday nights changed to Sundays, and I was not able to come on the Sunday, and so I dropped out of PA for a while. And then when I retired in 1999, I came back. But going back to 1975, I was secretary under Kathy Hall, I believe. And then when I came back, immediately they told me that I could be treasurer. The same attitude, like, well, you can be treasurer. So I was treasurer. And the big difference then was the internet. Made a huge difference. I saw such a big change from the way Placerville used to work to the way it does today. And it has just grown enormously. And I think a lot of that is the internet. And all of a sudden, when I was treasurer, we had a program online where I could track the expenses and the income, and even put together a profit and loss statement for me. It was wonderful. And as we grow and I see this new board, so anyway, I will go from the beginning board to the current board. And the new people coming in are so savvy as far as the internet and websites and social media. And it just makes everything, for me, so much easier. I'm sure not for them, because it's a lot of work. And they're very dynamic. I've seen lots and lots of changes, and I think back to the fact that right from the beginning, most of my closest friends from in the Placerville area have been art members, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to leave this here for everybody, and take a look at it. And let me see, I just wanted to check, make sure oh yes, I wanted to say, Valerie, I thought it was my crazy mind when I remembered taking the paintings and walking in front of the judges while they judged. But it was true. It really did happen. And I do remember Thomas Kincaid came. Do you remember that time?
I was gonna leave that out.
Should I?
Oh, tell it! Oh my God!
Oh, microphone. So Thomas Kincaid was our judge one time.
With
And,
LeVere Hutchins.
pardon me?
The other judge was LeVere Hutchins.
Now that I didn't remember at all.
Yeah, there were two of them.
Okay, and what I remember is he walked into that building, he looked around and he saw how many, 15, 14 of us workers, and he said, I have to go home and get something, and he went home and he came back with his notebook
his portfolio. I mean, ever the salesman. And I'm sure you remember.
LeVere Hutchings was very upset with him because he wanted to get done so he could get home to Fiddletown. And Thomas was so busy recruiting people for his gallery and selling his work.
That was very interesting, so.
Not a good experience.
I'm gonna leave this here in case anybody wants to look through it.
Okay. And then Phil would like to say a few words. Phil's been around a very long time. And another oldie but goodie.
Well, it's nice to be back and to talking to so many familiar faces and all of the, can you hear?
Get a little closer, dude.
And all of the experiences at different shows, exhibiting, and Bruce and I go back quite a bit, climbing up and down ladders and that sort of thing. But I wanted to bring up a neat experience that I was very fortunate to have is with Anita Wolf. She was very, very special, and I came out from the East Coast to go to art school, and so eventually we moved to Placerville and joined the Placerville Arts Association. But I wanted to find out where can I get some lessons, and I think Lucia may have mentioned it to me. And so anyway, I joined the group once a week at Lucia's, at Anita's. And that was a great experience, really, really good. My style of art is very tight compared to Anita's. And so she and I kind of had different discussions, but I learned a lot from her because she was very open in describing how your techniques. She's the impressionist, I'm more of the type artist. So we had a lot of fun. And so as the years went by, we got together, all of us at different houses and talked art. And Anita was always very, very special to be with. I had a neat experience with her in her later years. She wanted to take a tour of the art galleries in Placerville. So I said, come on, let's go. We'll do a date. We'll go on a date. So we did. We visited all of the various galleries, Gold Country Gallery being one of them. And whenever we went in, she was so, described these paintings. Like you could really see the years and years and awards that she had received, because it just came out the way she said, oh yeah, this painting, this and that, see that painting over here, that. And that's Anita. And so I was very, very lucky to be with her. And again, impressionistic versus realistic. That was always our discussion. So that was a lot of fun. And I was fortunate to join the Placerville Arts Association, and I did a little research, September '04, so that was, again, a lot of very familiar faces, and so we all go back a ways, a lot of experiences. And again, I really miss having the Shakespeare Club have this show here, but understand why. But that was a lot of fun, a lot of experiences. One couple of other things is that the tribute to Anita was a tremendous experience we had at the Shakespeare Club, the 50-year tribute. And I was lucky enough to be able to get up and say a few words about that. And it was a great experience to do that. I just wanted to bring that out. Again, she was so important to a lot of us. And so anyway, just to wrap it up, I wanted to tell you one humorous thing that would happen to any artist, and maybe it happened to all of you, some of you, I should say, is that we did the plein air paint-outs, and I haven't been on one lately. Maybe it's because we went up to Miraflora's winery, and I was up, I had my easel up, and I was really confident, had a nice view of the winery, and painting, and the initial painting is done, and a gust of wind comes, and of course Phil forgot to put the little pegs in the ground to hold the easel. Well, anyway, the whole thing went down, and then so I came home with, oil paint all over. But you learn the hard way, right? So anyway, thank you again. Thank you, Linnell. This is a wonderful, wonderful time to get together.
Thank you, Phil.
We're not done yet. We still got time. We've got two others who don't really want to come up and speak, so I'm going to speak for them. Bruce Grunzel. When did you join PAA?
2001 or 2.
2001 or 2. Valerie, 2?
Huh?
No. Oh, no? Okay. 2001 or 2, Bruce joined PAA. Bruce has been so instrumental. Phil alluded to the two of them hanging those panels in the Shakespeare Club and doing all the electrical connections and hanging the boards and, doing the man things. And then Bruce, with our member shows, he was our sound technician. He was the sound guru. You set up all of our sound before Linnell got us into the 21st century.
Well, and Homer Rail as well.
Oh, and Homer Rail. Homer moved to Colorado. And Homer, does anybody know how long Homer was a member? Homer was before me, and I joined in 06.
Before me.
So, yeah, or before you too. Okay, Homer's an oldie but goodie, but Homer's not here. He chose to leave and go to Colorado. So Bruce, I just, great heartfelt sincerity, and thank you for all of the work that you've put in. Oh, I don't know if anybody is familiar with Bruce's art, but Bruce is right up there with the Renaissance painters. He will paint these old rigging ships, with all the sails in stormy seas, dark stormy seas. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have a miniature of yours, Bruce. I made sure I got one at an art exchange at the Christmas brunch. Fabulous, fabulous painter. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And then last but not least is Glow Vernon back there. Glow's been a member since 03.
Well, just a couple of things I wanted to say. First of all, Bruce, thank you for climbing up and down that ladder.
Well, the camera will get absolutely nothing of what you're saying. You've got to come forward. Sorry, but you're dead air back there. And you're pretty enough, so just get on up here.
Suck this up. Glow, I wasn't going to call you, but I'm so glad
Well,
you
they're
just
telling me they can't hear me, so.
Yeah, the camera's dead if you're back there. Come get on this microphone.
Well, I wanted to say thanks to Bruce for all those years climbing up and down that ladder, risking his life, setting up the lights and hanging pictures for the Lode Show.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a lot of work.
And
You know?
this is the slides from those shows coming up behind her right now.
Yeah, so it was just wonderful that you were doing that for so many years. And I wanted to bring up Blanche Kawahara. Do you guys remember Blanche?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, well, she got me into pastels.
Ah.
She was the first teacher I'd had who taught me pastels. And from then, I just, it just kept going and going. But her inspiration, she was such a good realist. and had such wonderful technique in her pastels that I've never seen anybody that had done pastels like that before. So she really encouraged me. And working with Lucia for Mother Lode shows, I mean, she and I and Valerie sorting through all the entries, figuring out who was going to be invited, you know, all that was just a lot of work too. So, you know, I was just thinking about that as she was talking. Other than that, I had nothing else I wanted to say.
Well, while you're up there, tell us about your open house coming up, since you're there.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm going to have an open house December 13th and 14th at my house, in my studio. So everyone's invited. It's an open studio. And I haven't done it for about 5 years, so I thought, well, I think I have enough new work now that I can maybe sell a few.
Oh, you think you're going to put some prices on a few things,
yeah,
huh?
maybe.
Describe your artwork that you'll have there.
Well, I have some my brush show pieces, which are watercolors, abstract. Brush show media is a type of really condensed watercolor crystal that comes in a tiny container, like a film container, and you can sprinkle it on your paper, water it down, and it does all this cool stuff. You know, it flows, it crystallizes and goes in different directions, and you can use a brush to control it. I'll have some of those. Those are big pieces. And then I'll have my pastels hanging. I'm not going to sell Mr. Cow. He's going to be home for a while. And then I have a lot of fused glass that I've been working on, trying to catch up. I just ordered a nice big box of, you know, really nice glass, so I'm excited about, you know, getting some pieces made. I'll have those out also. But it's just a Christmas thing for people to come and enjoy. I don't, you know, I'm not into, oh, I gotta make some money, you know. It's more like I would like to be able to share with you guys. So you certainly are welcome.
Thank you, Chloe.
Yeah, and
Well, I do have to say that GLOW, being a member of the Pastel Society, GLOW, that organization is no longer?
yeah, Sierra Pastel Society hasn't been for about 5-6 years.
Okay.
I would say. Yeah.
But when we did our Christmas/holiday brunch, we had it at the Cameron Park Country Club. And we had to have a minimum of 50 to be there. And so we partnered with the Pastel Society, and we had our people. I think we had like 60, 65, and it worked out really well. That was good. I did take a class from GLOW in glass molding, glass welding, fusing, and it's a beautiful piece. I love it. You let me go through all of your glass jobby-doos, and I just picked what I wanted, and I am just amazed at the colors I picked. Because I'm a sculptor. Isn't that awful? I don't know the color wheel. I don't know what goes good. And in fact, I've had to talk to Karen to say, okay, what goes good with yellow? And she said purple. Is that right? Yeah. Good. It worked. It worked for a hat for one of my critters. Okay, what I'd like to do before we close is I'd like to give a huge, huge shout out to Linnell. Yeah. You're the woman. You're the woman. Linnell, in her wisdom, when did you join?
2017.
2017. And
Happy COVID.
Yeah.
And when she
But became
joined,
president right before COVID.
Right.
and when she joined, she jumped in with both feet, and she hasn't stopped yet. How long have you been president?
Since 2020, but it was when I showed Linda Heath Clark a spreadsheet for Art Tour that my life was over at that point.
Linnell has brought us into the 21st century. Her technology, all of this equipment that she and Bruce purchased and have put together is totally beyond me. I know totally beyond a lot of us. And, her wisdom and her guiding in the boardrooms, She is a taskmaster, I will tell you. And she likes her I's dotted and her T's crossed, especially with the IRS. It's just, no, you can't do that. The IRS is going to come and shut us down. Oh, all right. But anyway, Linnell, I know I speak for everyone how grateful we are that you have done so much for this club, for this organization.
And I'm grateful to all of you for your help, because I can't do it without all of you. I look across these faces and I see those of you that help us get those events done, showing up for those shifts at the county fair, getting the job done, and we're very excited. We're hoping that we're going to work our way from just a plein air spring competition in 2026 to a full-blown art festival in the spring of 2027. The young fellow Steve Ellenberg that was sitting here talking to me in front of the meeting today is going to work with Tracy Louth on that project.
Good.
So I'm very excited about it.
Good. Linnell's mind works like a steel trap. I can't keep up with everything, but Linnell, amazing. Your mind is so sharp and so much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for your service. And what I'd like to do is bring up Sylvia. Sylvia would like to say a few words. I think.
I think she's having a nap after her meal. She ate the vegetables.
Yeah, Sylvia would like to say a few words. And as you remember, Sylvia and Sue, this party is their baby. So does that give you? Is that good?
Okay, see, so I didn't actually get permission to talk, because this is what I was gonna say. But she.
You have to speak.
I was gonna say a few things, so I typed them up, like last night, and I was gonna share these things, but you're so lucky because she just did, and so.
No, I haven't done it all.
I really, everybody said it, oh, it's so beautiful, because I joined in 2012, and Lucia announced it was my first meeting in November of 2011, and she announced we need a publicity chairman and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I had just taken 22 classes, and I was like, you know, what am I gonna do? I gotta do this. So I went up to her after the meeting, and I said, well, I can be publicity chairman. And she'd never even seen me before. Okay, she said. She had no idea what she was getting into. And all I can say is that, and I don't want to take anything away from past years, because every year is the best year. Every year is, how can we get better? We do. We did. You know, it's just amazing. And I just love all of you. I just love Placerville Arts, and I love doing the publicity, and when I write an article, I write it for you because I want it to be something that you can be proud of, because you should be, and I'm not exaggerating when I mention things in the article. And so anyway, thank you for coming. It's so wonderful to see people that haven't been here for a while. It's really wonderful to see you. And then I would just like to say, so we had, 60 years of wonder, artful wonder. So how did we do it? We got better this year too. We're better than ever. The Lode Show was absolutely stunning. The member shows were just stunning. Everything was just so fabulous. Oh. She's the driver of the motor. We're the motor. She's the driver. Thank you, Linnell. Everything you do as president, you just push us into doing better. And she knows that you would not believe the talent and everything on that, well, in the whole Placerville Arts. There is so much art talent. It just overwhelms me. And we have so much talent and brilliance on the Placerville board and then the driver, she knows how to get it out of us. And so I just think the 60th year has been the best year. That's saying a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just think it is a lot, and, you know, besides all the brilliance and the artists and everything out there that have been part of the motor that she's driving, thank you.
Thank you all.
I really credit you with, you know.
And you guys know that one of the things I tell my board is don't do anything you don't want to do. If it doesn't make you happy, let's not do it. And let me give you an example of one of those things. We don't like finding sponsors for the Mother Lode Show. We hate it. And we finally just decided not to do it. And we've shifted our focus into figuring out how to invite artists to enter the Mother Lode Show. And Sue has been incredibly successful at developing a formula to get artists to enter our show. And that's how we make money at that show, is really by getting those artists to enter the show. And I am very, very pleased to say that when I took over the position as president, one of the things that I also told you in addition to being happy is please make sure your events don't go in the red. Keep everything at break even or better. And I'm so pleased to say that for the first time we will be posting a retained earnings rather than a retained loss on our annual books. And that will be the first time since I took over as president. In great measure, it goes to Sue for learning how to successfully recruit artists for the Mother Lode Show, running a top-tiered show. But it also goes to every other person involved in our organization about how we can get the most bang for our buck. Carolyn and I spent some time this morning discussing if we could save money at Walmart or Amazon on command strips for our member show. And Carolyn has decided she will go to the store to save $15. And I applaud that effort.
And I was going to turn the meeting back to you, and you've
Oh,
done that.
I'd just rather speak from behind the camera. It's better for me. Then you don't see how fat I am.
We
But I
can't
love
see you.
to see what your face is.
That's all
It's just-
okay.
It's been really a beautiful afternoon, and thanks for coming, and thanks for being a part of Placerville Arts.
And thank you for all you do. You've been very important in publicity and putting us up front.
Because I love you so much.
She does. She truly does. Whenever I talk to her, oh, I love everybody. I love Placerville Arts. Before Sylvia took over publicity, we were trying to get some of our shows in the Mountain Democrat. And they didn't like us, and they rejected us. And then Sylvia comes on board. She writes the articles. They do not rewrite the articles. They just print what Sylvia prints, and they just pick the pictures that they want. Thank you, Sylvia. So if I have missed anybody, I apologize. But is there anybody who does have a memory to share that would like to share? Okay, that's good. Okay, we're wrapping this up. You see flowers on each of the tables. You guys can divide the flowers up among yourselves at the table, or you can just have one person take the flowers, but don't take the vase. The vases are Carolyn's, and
They're borrowed. Vases are borrowed.
But back here, guys, back here, we've got jars.
I have jars and some water there.
And we've got water.
Flowers, put them in a jar. You can have the flowers.
Okay, so before you go, we do have 2 large bouquets of flowers that are on the food table that I'd like to raffle off. And Carolyn, you don't get the vases, but Carolyn, we can wrap them because we've got placemats and we can wrap them up, okay? Okay, so with that, Linnell, pick a number between 1 and 32.
7.
7. Jerry Litwin. Okay, Jerry, you get one of the big bouquets. Okay, Linnell, pick another number.
17.
17, Claudia Bennett. Oh, there's Claudia. Okay, Claudia, you get the other large bouquet. Okay? And with that, again, thank you for coming, and the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Kathy.